So I'm going to do a story time on how I found out that my now ex-boyfriend is gay. So I live in Atlanta, and I used to skate at Cascade all the time. So if you've been to Atlanta, I'm pretty sure you know what Cascade is, or if you're a skater, you know what Cascade is. If you see me, you know who I am. So me and Huey, his name is Huey. Me and Huey started dating in November 2017. And when I started telling my friends, about me and him, one of my homegirls was like, I think he's gay. She was like, I believe I heard that he was gay or whatever. And I was like, for real? She was like, yeah. She was like, but I mean, that's what I heard. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to say, that is true. That's what I heard. I was like, okay. So then I started hanging around like a group of gay guys at the time or whatever, and I asked one of them, I was like, hey, have you heard about Huey being gay? And he was like, yeah, I did hear about him, he's messed with somebody named Brian, but I don't know, it could be a rumor, I'm not sure. I was like, okay. So I questioned him about it or whatever, and I'm like, hey, they're saying that this thing is tripping, why is it doing this? They were saying that, you gay or whatever. And he was like, I'm not gay. I was like, oh, okay, well, that's what they're saying. So the first clue that I got, we wound up going to a skate party. We wound up going to a skate party, and I wound up taking a nap that Saturday. And I took my nap like around 9 o'clock. So he came back in the room. We were staying at the Host Hotel. So that's the hotel that all the skaters basically book to stay at. So he came in the room around 9 o'clock, and he came in there with a Hennessy bottle. He had a personal bottle, and it was like half of it was gone. So I was like, hey, do you need me to go with you or whatever? He was like, nah, it's cool, I'm finna go with my boys, blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, or whatever. So I stayed in the room, and I'm like, why would you bring me out here? First of all, you just got me in the room. So I was like, I let him go with his friends, his boys or whatever. So then time goes by, and it's like 1:30. So I'm on the phone with his mom at the moment. I'm like, hey, I can't get in touch with Huey. Like, his phone is going to voicemail. Like, I don't know what's going on. He came here with a Hennessy bottle. I don't know. So 2 o'clock come, I wind up going downstairs, and I see an ambulance. So the ambulance, when I saw the ambulance, I run to the lobby outside in the front, and I see his shoes. So I bust, through everybody, and he's like laid out. So when they told me he was drunk, he had got drunk to where he just passed out. So we wound up going to the hospital, and his phone, I took his phone out of his pocket before they put him in the thing or whatever. So I get a text message, like for part 2. Okay, so this is part 2. I had to make part 2 on this account because I can't get on my other one until Friday. So, and I made a video earlier, so I had to remake it. Anyway, so we're in the ambulance, and I hadn't seen him, since 9 o'clock, so me having his phone, I'm going through his phone. So I'm going through his pictures, I'm going through his Facebook, I'm going through messages, and, I go on his Instagram. So I'm on his Instagram, and a text from Brian pops up. Now, it's like 4 or 5 in the morning. So he was like, hey, and I text back, like I was him. I was like, what's up? And he was like, nothing, ready for my round 2. So my mind like starts going crazy. I'm like, yo, wait, what? So I text him back, and I'm like, yo, round 2, question mark. He said, yes, but these is blocking. I'm just saying these boys blocking since I can't curse, I guess. And I said, call me. He never called. So Huey is still like laid, like he's unconscious or whatever. He's still asleep. He hadn't woke up. So at this point, I don't know if I was on the phone with his mama. I think I was on the phone with his mama, and I told his mama about these messages. And she was like, well, why are you going through his phone? Girl. Anyways, so she was like, just go to the hotel, get y'all stuff or whatever, check out, and then, whenever he calls, you just get him. I was like, okay, cool. So I could not wait for this man to wake up. He winds up calling me, whatever. So I get up there, and he trying to explain to me, like, what happened. I'm like, bump all that. Why is this man texting your phone talking about he ready for round 2? He's talking about, what you talking about? I don't know nothing about that, blah, blah, blah. So I messaged Brian on the phone. Like once we came back from the trip or whatever, I messaged him whatever I want to get him on the phone. So I was like, you messaged Antoine phone and you was like ready for your round two. What did you mean? This is how they played me. He was like, I sell drugs. He was like, I don't be wanting my personal family, like my family, anybody to know what I got going on or anybody that's really close to me. He was like, so that's why I just used the term ready for round two, just in case anybody saw what I had. Just in case, like, what do you say? If anybody did see, he was like, I was basically referring to as like he ready to re-up, like round two or whatever. Whoop. I was like, oh, okay, you feel me? Because it looked a little funny, you know what I'm saying? After I dropped part 3, this part 3 made me realize that you really mess with this dude while we was on a skate trip. You brought me on this skate trip and messed with this dude while I was in the room sleep. Like for part 3. Okay, so this is part 3 that everybody has been waiting on. So last Thursday, I had to be to work 8 in the morning. I work from home, as I stated. So he was asleep, and I grabbed his phone. So I'm going through his phone. I would do the same thing I always do. I went through his Facebook Messenger. I went through his Instagram. I went through his gallery. And I went through his messages. You know, so I'm in the messages or whatever. And I see he labeled somebody as L. So I'm like, so when I click on the messages, why did I see this? This is what I see in this man's phone. Eggplant good, but I got to be able to pay my bills, not just an eggplant bill. He says, I'm finna go to jail, bruh. You seen my charges. So this person says, chill out. No, you're not. I'll let you know if I can spin that like that, and I might can make a play, and it happened after Cascade. If not, it might be late. He says, bro, you know I can't link like that, bro. I be looking out, shaking my head. It's cool. This person said, I got you, but I got to make sure my bills are straight. Yeah, like, y'all, when I tell you, I was like, he can't tell me this ain't no dude. You can't tell me this is not a dude. You is telling this man, talking about, you feel me, like you finna go to jail, you seen your charge. This man said your junk is a bill. He said he gotta pay his bills, not just a bill. Like what? So listen, I called a number. Y'all, a man answered the phone. So I hung the phone up. When I tell you I was steaming, like my heart, like I was like, all this time, people been trying to tell me, you know what I'm saying? I've been hearing, like, you not finna play me this time. So I wake him up and I'm like, Huey, I was like, what is this? He gonna try to tell me, talking about, it's old. I said, no, this says yesterday. I was like, and this looks like you've been sleeping with a man for some money. It looked like somebody been paying you for to have sex with them. He tried to play me and he almost got me. He was like, he's like, it's a 55-year-old woman. He was like that. He been like playing, like he been having sex with her. She been like paying him or whatever. He was like, but this was a long time ago or whatever. But when you didn't answer the phone yesterday, I kind of entertained her or whatever. And I was like, well, does she have a husband or something? I was like, because a dude answered. And he was like, I don't know. He was like, she just be, I don't know about her business or whatever. I'm going to tell y'all how I found out who this was. Like for part 4. So this is part 4 of how I found out that my ex-boyfriend is gay. So he was trying to tell me that he's going to take me to Cascade. He's going to, call the number. He's going to show me who this is. And he's going to dead the situation in front of me. Basically telling her that, he don't want to deal with her no more. Whatever they had back in the past. He was going to dead it. So I was like, okay. So before he left, I had got a picture of the number, which I'm going to show right now just to prove. I got a picture of the number. And if you see, it's going to say L, like it did in part 3. So you see it says L up top. And this is the number. So when you put that number in the Cash App, this what comes up. What name do y'all see? Because he's trying to tell me that I'm not seeing right. He's trying to tell me this is not that person. What name do y'all see? Because when I was laying in bed, something just did not sit right with me. When I tell you it did not sit right with me, something was like, you better dig deeper into this. Something was picking at me. It was like, you better dig deeper into this because something is not right. And I seen a TikTok that has said, if you ever want to know, what a number, like, who belongs to the number, whatever number belongs to, whatever, put it in Cash App. And that's just what I did. So I confronted him about it, and of course he denied it. He said he's not gay. He said he's never been with a man. But if that's not show and tell, I don't know what is. Like, are you delusional? I don't know. I'm confused. My thing is, I don't judge gays because I love gays. And the gays love me. But I judge DL men because that's dangerous. If you want to sleep with men, be honest about it. And if a woman don't want to be with you, then move on. If you just have a thing for women and men, she don't want to be with you, move on. But for men to sleep with men secretly and still have a woman, that's crazy. And I have a question. Official Rico, why when I asked you to put Brian's number into Cash App, you blocked me on Instagram? Because that right there had me think you was motherfucking gay all night. You blocked me on Instagram. Are you in this Brian thing too? Like, because that looks a little funny. But that's how I found out that my ex-boyfriend is gay.